Blog Show. Blog Show.
Welcome to the Blog Show, your weekly voyage into the seedy underbelly of the sports blogosphere. I'm Jamie Mottram. This is Dan Steinberg.
And Jamie, it's the busiest time of the sports calendar. Every sport is going on right now, and so we're going to talk about the most important stories of the week, and that starts with stuffed animals. Gilbert Arenas, blogging hero, has decided that he's going to make an internet cartoon animated series about his life in high school. It's going to be called Gazzo the Prankster, and it's going to include this guy. It's a marsupial named Agent Zip.
Gazzo, so that's for G-A and then the Zo on the
Something
zero.
about zero, yeah.
Yeah, it's all about Generation Zero at this point.
That's right. And Gilbert was passing these out at Wizards Media Day, and they do include, as you would expect for a high school-themed toy, a little paper football.
Paper football's the best. I miss the days. I do thank Gilbert for bringing them back into the limelight, however. And it's been a big week for Gilbert after the huge breakout season that he had last year, not just on the court, but also in the blogosphere. He's handed out interviews to bloggers like Deadspin.com. He was interviewed by SI.com's Chris Mannix, who got out of him that he wants to change his name to Gilbert McLovin.
That's right.
In honor of the Superbad character.
That's right.
So Gilbert just continues to steal our hearts.
And on Gilbert's own blog, he said that he wants to buy the Barry Bonds baseball from Mark Ecko, the fashion designer. He said that he would pay up to $800,000 for the ball. And he was addressing Ecko. He said, "What if I buy your company and throw it in the trash because I say it's tainted? How stupid would you feel?"
And the whole thing is fantastic. I implore our watchers to go to thenba.com, Gilbert Arenas blog, and read the full thing. It's been influential, even the fact that Gilbert's been blogging. Yardbarker.com has taken notice, and they've got a whole stable of athlete bloggers and a few NBA guys, Greg Oden being the biggest name, but also Mike Conley, who's taken it a step further and doing some video blogging.
That's right.
And one of the ones that caught the blogosphere on fire last week was his ball on the string drill.
That's right.
Where he's dribbling two basketballs at once as fast as he can.
That's right. And it's pretty impressive. I was actually more impressed by a different video of him bowling with both hands. He picks up spares right-handed, picks up spares left-handed. It's amazing. I wish I could do that. I got cut from my high school bowling team.
It's a pretty good video. Head to yardbarker.com to check it out.
And speaking of video,
high school had a bowling team. That's just bizarre to me. I don't want to get that lost in the shuffle.
We'll talk about it later. Speaking of video, though, we sort of wish that there had been some video from the Phillies locker room, or clubhouse, if you will, after they beat the Nats to clinch the NL East. There was a young blonde TV reporter whose name I think is Jade McCarthy. She was there trying to do some serious journalism, and the Phillies decided to shower her with champagne.
You wish you had some video of that? Dirty Steins.
Well, I don't know.
Agent Bog. Yeah, bugsandcranks.com has the stills. Also, though, on the flip side of that, the Phillies, were happy and there's so much joy, but the Mets are trying to deal with this profound sense of loss. And HomerDerby.com may have one of the causes for that major collapse, because on September 14th, they were 6.5 games up on the Phillies. Since then, it was all downhill. Well, what else happened on September 14th? Mr. Met was nominated into the Mascot Hall of Fame.
But that's like good news. I don't understand why that would have had this sort of negative...
You kind of lessen the impact of my dramatic statement there. Mr. Met was in the Mascot Hall of Fame.
And the Mets went down the tubes.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of things...
That's how they work.
I get it. Speaking of things going down the tubes, let's talk about Norv Turner for 1 second, if we could. In NFL news, Norv is not really having a great go of it so far.
No, 1-3 after the Chargers went 14-2 under Marty Schottenheimer last year. This is his third time at the helm of an NFL team. The first two did not end so well, and now this one's going down the chutes. And there's a blog actually dedicated to this Norv Turner as the head coach of the Chargers. It's called "The Coach is Killing Me."
That's right.
WordPress.com. They've got the many sad faces of Norv Turner.
There are a lot of sad faces of Norv Turner, and also Jerry's Wheelhouse, another blog. It's kind of a similar photo gallery of Norv Turner's sad faces. And Jerry's Wheelhouse says that he is the least charismatic sports figure of our time, that he could not lead starving fat kids to the mess hall.
He led the '99 Redskins to the playoffs, and I will forever be thankful to Norv for that. Nice shirt, by the way, Steins.
Thank you very much.
Norv ball. That's good looking out. Also having a little bit of trouble this year in the early NFL season. Chicago Bears 1-3. They switched from Sexy Rexy Grossman as their starter last week, put Brian Greasy under center, and the SportsHernia.com noticed a striking similarity between Greasy and the boss from Office Space, Bill Lumbergh.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think Greasy and Lumbergh look very, very similar. It's like Finkel and Einhorn.
I don't know what any of those words mean.
That's an Ace Ventura reference? Finkel?
Nope.
Einhorn? Ray
Nope.
Finkel? No?
Tell me something more about Bears quarterbacks, please.
Okay, well, Kissing Susie Colbert last year, they lionized Rex Grossman with a whole moniker all his own, the Sex Cannon. So now they're dealing with the profound loss of Rex Grossman, starting quarterback, nevermore. But they've noticed that there's another quarterback on the Bears bench that could be their savior, and it's the neck-bearded Kyle Orton. There's some photos of Orton on the internet, living it up, Jack Daniels dripping off the chin. He could be the guy for KSK.
Awesome. Let's look one more NFC North quarterback reference. Brett Favre, of course, broke the all-time touchdown record this week. Deadspin.com kind of posted a little reminder that he's also close to the all-time interceptions record. More importantly, this draft day picture of him shows him wearing jorts.
And they're not just any jorts. They're the jorts that are rolled up at the bottom, and they're a little, well above the knee.
Yep.
A lot of leg there on a young Brett Favre, and that was all the rage, I guess, in, what, 92, whenever he was originally drafted by the Falcons. All the rage in 2007, as depicted on this show just last week, is Soulja Boy's Crank That.
That's right.
We showed the Texas, football players dancing to it on the sideline, but here is a couple of young fans at my alma mater, JMU's tailgate, getting down to Crank That. That one was courtesy of our good buddies at Big10Tailgate.com. They looked a little bit more in sync than you and I did doing the Brett Favre Boogie a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, the kids look good. The kids are good dancers, but James Madison actually burned up the internets for more reasons than just kids dancing to urban hip-hop tunes. There was a big mascot rumble at a JMU football game a couple weeks ago. This was kind of reminiscent of the Oregon Duck throwing down with the Houston Cougar earlier in the year, and this was the James Madison Duke Dog fighting with
Duke Dog?
I think
the Coastal Carolina Chanticleer.
That's right. Chauncey was his name. Chauncey seemed to kind of, the Duke Dog seemed to taunt Chauncey a little, and then Chauncey kind of charged.
Well, yeah, Chauncey was a straight gangster. He plowed through him.
And then apparently Duke Dog kind of chased after him, was held back by security, led off the field, then came back onto the field.
Chanticleer's lucky that he was held back by security.
But Duke Dog came back on the field and I think flipped off the entire Coastal Carolina bench and was led off again by security and taken down.
And the video of that was on everydayshouldbesaturday.com, and then imspatial.blogspot.com had the excellent photos, including the one of the Duke Dog on the ground, probably getting tasered, bro, by that JMU cop.
Something like that. And that's pretty much all for us this week. But before we get to our YouTube of the week, I wanted to ask you a question, Jamie. We made this Spreadshirt t-shirt shop to sell all of our fine wares. Last week we had sold 0 t-shirts. This week we sold
3 t-shirts.
3 t-shirts. Awesome.
Yes, out the door. Get in on this fashion trend before it becomes a fad, my friends. Blog shirt, t-shirt shop. Google that term. The results are gold. But before we do go, let's play the YouTube clip of the week. This one was found on withleather.com, and it's regarding Kevin Everett, the Bills player that was seriously injured in Week 1. Well, I guess here's the latest on Mr. Everett.
News 12 Sports with Pat Murphy.
Great news regarding Bills tight end Kevin Everett. He moved his arms and legs today. And doctors now believe that's the wrong video, by the way.
Blog show. Blog show.